For over 10 years, global-wide media has helped shape the digital media industry with distribution partners in over 100 countries. We provide a global distribution and world-class performance network spanning over 80 countries. With a target on results, we generated over $3 billion in sales for our advertisers last year, and we have over 50 million mobile app installs, 24,000 campaigns, and 60 billion ad requests per day. We have rapid relationship with our advertisers. Today, we are very pleased to have our honorable partner, Lazada, to share with us the biggest sales campaign throughout the year, Online Revolution. Please join me to welcome Ms. Jamie Brennan from Lazada, who will give us the presentation today. Thank you, Jamie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie Brennan from Lazada, as you already know, and I'm so very pleased to be here today. The excitement around our office is absolutely palpable as we're preparing for what we consider to be the best event that we put on for the year. So I know that all of you are probably very familiar with Lazada, but in case there are a few of you out there who are not, first I'm going to go over a bit about our company. Then we'll get into the online revolution concept. We'll get a bit into incentives and about how we're all going to make money off of this campaign. And then I'll give you some marketing tips and tricks about how to get the most out of this campaign. And then we'll do some frequently asked questions and get into the nitty-gritty of the offer details. So first, about Lazada. So we have over 45,000 publishers that we work with, and the affiliate channel is one of our most important, contributing 25% of visits to our website and our mobile app. We pay $6 million to affiliates within a calendar year, and we have over 20 million products with 10,000 international brands, and we have 100 campaigns to promote every year. So we are also quite present in the Southeast Asian region. So we have operations in Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, and Singapore since 2012. We generate 100 million potential customer base sales. And of course, we offer multiple payment options for the region, which make it so much easier to become one of our customers, including cash on delivery. We have free delivery, free cancellation, 24/7 customer support, and we support PC and mobile purchases. We're a global brand that offers even more global brands for you to push. With our 20 million products, we offer our 4 key groups. So we have our beauty fanatics, our techies, our family superstars, and then of course the brand for our trendsetters, those people who are always on the bleeding edge. Now let's talk a little bit about our customers. So our primary demographic, we're 40% male and 60% female. The ages range between 18 and 40. As mentioned earlier, our target groups are young families, family with kids, people that love beauty products, and of course our base are electronic techies. And then again, our trendsetters. Our top converting product category is electronic, but ever growing is the health and beauty segment. Our top converting time of the month is of course the week of payday. And then our top converting time of the year is starting right now. It's our online revolution, which runs through November and December across all of our countries. Now let's talk a little bit about why you should be pushing for Lazada. So when it comes to SimilarWeb, as of August 2016, we are pushing the most volume across all of the potential e-commerce partners in Southeast Asia, providing the absolute most for your cookie pool. And additionally, we have a pretty aggressive app growth and competition strategy. As you can see, we are the leader in almost every market, except for Vietnam, which we are nipping on the heels of the next best competitor. Our company is truly mobile first, focusing on a way to get more people to the app and to the mobile website, of course, with your help. So one of the other great things about pushing for Lazada is that you can be assured that your customers are going to be happy. I don't know how many of you out there are familiar with the Net Promoter Score, but it's basically a question that says, how likely are you, based off of your experiences with Lazada, to recommend them to a friend or family? And we've conducted this test in all of our countries, and as you can see on the right-hand side, we have our responders. So out of all of our countries, in Malaysia, 69% of people are responding. Singapore, we've got nearly 80% response rate. Vietnam is 65, Indonesia 67, and the Philippines are 70%. And out of all of these countries, our Net Promoter Score, 87% of people are likely to represent us as a brand that they trust to their friends and family, meaning that they gave us a 9 or a 10 out of a possible 10. And out of that, a neutral score is only 8%, meaning people that are mostly ambivalent. And we only have a 4% detractor score, which is absolutely incredible. Now let's talk about what we're all actually here to talk about, which is the online revolution concept. So this is our most important campaign of the year. As you can see, we have spent a good deal of time developing some great graphics that are totally available to you to use across your properties. And we have special incentives that actually started on November 1st, and they're going to run all the way through the 15th of December. They change by teasing period, whether we're on a mega day, or even the campaign weeks in between when we're focused on a bit of our target audiences. During the online revolution, there's up to 2.5 times the usual conversion rates as compared to previous campaigns. There's tons of vouchers, products, and there's even a special rally that we're going to have announced at the end of this broadcast. And then, of course, there's international brands and exposures indeed. So, November 1st through the 14th is our promotional activity. And after this, I'll actually get into a little bit more detail about exactly when each country is running each of these segments. But by and large, these are the dates associated with our campaign. So we're already in the teasing period right now, counting down to our big event, which is on this Friday, 11/11. And then on 11/11, we're going to have things like branded deals, flash sales, buy one, get one, and coupons with 4 portals associated with each of our key demographics. And then, of course, we'll have all category deals to make sure that there's something that applies to everyone. And then during the weeks in between, each week is going to focus on one of our core categories. So the first one is going to be beauty fanatics. You're going to see lots of health and beauty deals here. And then there's the family superstars. That's going to be focused more on products that you would associate with kids and families. Then week 3, of course, is our techies. Now this also covers our Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. It's going to be heavily focused on electronics, the best time to get the best deal. And then, of course, there's our trendsetters, which is the week of December 6th through the 11th. This is going to focus more on our fashion brands and those things that are a bit on the trendy side. And during each of these weeks, we will have daily deals associated with those categories, and then branded deals for the category of the week. There will even be some celebrity deals that we have associated with key opinion leaders from our brands. And then, of course, there are partner offers, brand or seller coupons. And then last but certainly not least, we have 4 days of teasing that head into our big December event, the mega sale, where again we're going to have even better branded deals, even more flash sales, more buy one, get one, and of course more partner offers and coupons. And ever present will be those 4 portals with special deals associated with our key consumer groups. Now let's talk a little bit about the mechanics. So there are special landing pages for each of these. Although you will already have a primary landing page for the campaign, which will be ever present, these have a little bit higher of a conversion factor. So of course we have our flash sales. These are the things that have a very limited time offer. And when we get into our marketing strategy a little bit later on, I'll be talking a bit about using urgency. And that's what flash sales are intended to do, is to use this short amount of time to increase the amount of people that want to be part of this. And then of course there will be a top brands page. These are our best-selling brands by that country and the best deals associated with them. This content is managed by us dynamically and will be updated regularly. And then, of course, there are the categories, the special promotions for the specific categories, and that will be the case whether it is on a mega day or whether it's on the category week. For marketing materials, we have the Online Revolution themed banners, those pieces that you saw earlier. And these you can download from the system, I believe, right now. And then landing pages, we will update you guys on our best performing landing pages through Isadora and Allison, so that you guys can keep abreast of what is the very best in the region. And then, of course, there will be deal SKUs, and these will be released immediately prior to the sales for each country. These are those last-minute items that are proposed with the flash sales in order to increase that urgency factor we were talking about. Now let's talk a bit about our calendars. So as you guys are aware, as we discussed earlier, there are 6 countries. 3 of our countries are running on the same schedule. That means that we're in the teasing period for them right now, that our Mega Day is on Friday the 11th, and then the 12th through the 17th we hit that beauty week. The 18th through the 24th is our family week, and then we start the electronics and techies with that Black Friday sale starting on the 25th, and then techies continues all the way until the 5th of December. Then we move into our Fashionista and Trendsetters week, which is the 6th through 11th. And then there's our 3 Mega Day sales of the 12th, 13th, and 14th, where we expect performance to be amazing for both for our customers and for you guys. Next, we head into the Philippines, which have a slightly different schedule in order to accommodate the Christmas season. So as you can see, their teasing period is the 1st through the 10th, and they do have the Mega Day sale on the 11th, but they're also running an extension of Mega Day, which is a chance to really maximize that November bonus, which is the 12th and the 13th. So then their Beauty Week is then only the 14th through the 19th, moving Family Week the 20th to the 24th, and again starting the electronic sales on Black Friday, and only running electronics through December 2nd. Then their Fashion Week is the 3rd through the 6th. And then we move into our final sale, December 7th through the 12th. That, again, is in order to accommodate delivery by Christmas. Then we have Singapore, which is definitely a little bit different. They're also running the extended Mega Day sale in November, just like the Philippines. And they are also shortening a little bit their Techies Week, but then we have our 3 Mega Days at the end, which is the 12th, 13th, and 14th. And last but certainly not least is Thailand. So Thailand's schedule has been changed quite a bit. On Friday the 11th, they are running a promotion, but it's not the online revolution. They will be having an online mega sale this year, not a revolution. And the 11th is just a general promotion like any other campaign. However, starting on Tuesday the 15th, we'll be running the teasing incentives that you guys will be seeing a little bit later on, and running those all the way through the 20th. The 21st is going to be their very first Mega Day. And then we have, of course, a very short beauty week, the 22nd through the 24th. And then our electronic sale starts on Black Friday and runs through the 28th. Then we're going to have our payday sale, because in Thailand this is incredibly well converting. So the 29th, 30th, all the way through the 2nd of December is going to be that payday, which, as you can see, overlaps a little bit with Family Week on the 1st through the 5th. Then we have a longer Fashion Week on the 6th through the 11th, really taking advantage of those global brands. And then our Mega Days dual line on the 12th, 13th, and 14th. Now, a bit on the campaign details. As we said earlier, there's a much higher conversion rate, up to 2.5 times, and they are higher payout depending on your ability to reach your key targets during our teasing period. And on the Mega Days, you can earn up to double commission. And of course, as always, we're supporting deep linking for you guys, because we want you to be able to show the products that are the most relevant to your users. Now, let's move into incentives, that topic that we're all really here to discuss, right? So there's a 10% increase for everyone during teasing, but if you reach your target, we can give you 5% extra on the Mega Days, meaning that you get that flat 10% during the whole teasing period, but then on 11/11 or 11/12 and 13 for our Singapore and Filipino friends, you're able to get an extra 5% on top of what commission you're able to hit during that bonus time. So let's talk about the November Mega Days. There's so many options for you to really increase your payout. If you can get that 50% lift, there's going to be 25% more in it for you. And if you reached your target during that teasing period and you get that 50% lift, that means that there's 30% more commission coming your way. You reach 100%, we've got an additional 40% on top for you. But I can tell all of you out there are really interested in how we're going to get to that 90%. That's just a 300% of unbounced traffic headed to Lazada. Gets you 90%. And if you hit your teasing period, that's 95% more commission headed your way. Now, in order to get all of that coming your direction, let's talk about some marketing tips and tricks that we can do to get you really performing. So, first and foremost, teasing is really the time to push. Lazada spends a lot of money really making sure that the campaigns are out there. And we've already started advertising in all of our countries except for Thailand to push towards our online revolution in mega days. And if you start taking advantage of pushing those products and deals right now, then you're able to increase your cookie pool. And year after year, we see people that start pushing during this time period are the ones that get the highest payout and have the highest performing metrics. Now, headed on to our marketing tips and tricks, we're going to talk about all of these things that you see on your screen right now in pretty quick detail. These are just top-level ideas for you to get moving. So let's talk about urgency. This is probably one of the most key marketing systems that you can use, and we use it a lot during the online mega sale. It's using the fear of missing out, or that FOMO, as a way to increase engagement in sales. You see these things like limited time offer, today only, hurry, 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 going out of business sales, one day only. Everybody's familiar with this urgency, but really what it's doing is creating this desire to be part of something that's only lasting a very short amount of time. This is something that you can really take advantage of during this sale, and something that you can use ongoing throughout the entire campaign in order to increase that cookie pool and increase your payout. Now let's talk a little bit about exclusivity. When we talk about those 10,000 brands that we have, some of them are luxury brands and incredibly exclusive. So what we're really doing is using a desire to be special or elite as a way to engage and entice the user. So you can see things like exclusive offers, luxury brands, using messaging like only for you or a limited quantity. This is the sort of thing where you really want to propose to those trendsetters this idea that these things are the most important and will only be available to you because you are so special. Then, of course, we've got relevancy. Everyone out there knows what their user group is like and who they're really looking to sell to. Relevancy is really adding that value to that customer by creating or sharing content that offers something that aligns with their beliefs, values, or goals. So when we talk about our trendsetters, our family superstars, our techies, and our beauty fanatics, what we're really talking about is offering them deals that are really relevant to them. So we provided you with select deals and promotions for those audiences. And then, of course, you can always use the weeks in between and those category sections on the mega days in order to match them with your audiences. And if you have a very broad audience, pick out a couple of key factors or a couple of key deals for each of those different groups, and you'll be able to increase your relevancy. But one of the things you always want to make sure is that you're matching that high converting landing page as a payoff that is relevant to what you're promoting. And now let's talk a little bit about amplification and channels. So this is a little heavy on the marketing speak, but a channel just refers to anything that you're using as a marketing platform. So that can be search, that can be social. If you're magically out there making a TV buy, that's also a channel. We could even start talking about YouTube. But really the important factor is that you want to have a piece of content or an activity that you can share across multiple channels, and that can increase your amplification. And amplification basically is just taking your marketing and using a megaphone to get that message out there. So the first thing is you want to look at what channels you want to use and how you can reuse that content across multiple channels. Secondly, you want to make sure that that content is shareable. And third, if you're using social media, be sure to use the @handle as a way to get more likes and shares. For an example, look at this great sale today at Lazada. Lazada is highly likely to pick up that handle and retweet it, therefore increasing your amplification. Next, let's get into a couple of the frequently asked questions that we just hear over and over from our partners and make sure that we can answer some things that you need to know about. So the first one is, my conversion rate doesn't increase on B-days. Well, the reality is that your conversion rate is probably increasing, but that a lot of orders have to be manually validated before they can be pushed to your dashboard. So there can be a couple of hours delay between the queuing and when they're actually passed to you. So please just stay patient with us while we're handling an absurd amount of traffic that you are providing to us. Thank you in advance. The payout isn't improving despite the generic increase of commission rate during the campaign. Why is that? Well, check the number of sales in your basket size. The best way to take advantage of the campaign is to push during teasing and on mega days. And note that your extra incentive is also calculated after the campaign, so you won't see that in real time. And then you have my cancellation rate is down on teasing days. This can be expected despite many early bird deals unlocked on Lazada on the days prior to the campaign. And we increased commission for you by 10% flat to make sure that this isn't a problem for you. In any case, pushing early will help increase your cookie pool of prospective users, just like we talked about earlier, and increasing that awareness and taking advantage of Lazada's media push. And it's going to help you increase your results on campaign days and therefore get a higher commission as people just naturally come back to check our pages. Now, what type of traffic works best for Lazada? We get this question all the time. And the reality is that it's quality traffic. Quality traffic doesn't bounce from the page immediately. Quality traffic isn't a result of anything like cookie stuffing. Traffic follows the basic marketing principles that we've discussed before. You want to find the right offer at the right time for the right people, and that's the quality traffic that has a really high conversion factor for us. And the other question we get a lot is, can you do search on Lazada? Meaning, can you do a paid search campaign using Lazada branded terms? And that is absolutely not allowed. As a matter of fact, part of the contract as an affiliate is that Lazada must be entered as a negative keyword for all search campaigns. And if it is found that you're using Lazada branded terms in search, then your campaign is immediately cut off inside of our system and your affiliate ID will no longer work. So can we use our own creative to promote Lazada? Well, we love that enthusiasm. Any creative needs to be approved through Global Wide and then also through Lazada just to ensure that it's across those brand standards. However, we would love to see some content coming out of our fantastic affiliates because I bet you guys have wonderful and creative ideas that could really benefit everyone. And then last but certainly not least, the question that we get is, why are the cookies for Indonesia 15 days while all other geos are 30 days? And quite frankly, that's because we listened. Our partners in Indonesia were really pushing to have a 15-day cookie window, and so we adjusted our strategy to benefit the partners as they saw fit. And now let's move into those offer details and get into the nuts and bolts of how we are going to make you guys some money during this campaign. So here you have just the details of what the offer IDs are for each of your countries. And of course, we support local languages in each of our geos. And our promotion methods are display, inline contact, email, in-app display, and mobile display. And then as you can see here, we have the landing pages for each of the countries that are already live now. Here's the schedule for our incentives. Now, you can see we have a generic increase across all of these sections. So right now we're in the teasing period with that 10% increase. But don't forget, if you hit your target during the period, you get an additional 5% on those mega days. And then for our beauty fanatics, our family superstars, our Cyber Monday and Black Friday, and our Techie Weeks and Trendsetters, you get a flat 10% increase across the board. There are some special incentives in there for reaching your target, but I'll leave it up to Allison and Isadora to share that secret with you later on. Now, do you want some cash prizes? Because today we got cash prizes. So we are running a rally November 1st through the 20th. And to get first prize of $800 USD, all you have to do is to get the most customers in total across all 6 of our countries during the contest period. And the way that we're calculating new customers is each new person coming to Lazada, regardless of their basket size. So just push as many people that direction as you can in order to really increase that rally. And second prize isn't too bad either with $600, and third prize is $400. Now, really to max out your ability to potentially win these wonderful prizes is going to be to really push in more than one country. We think that the reality is that you can push in all the way up to 6 countries during our campaign period and really increase your chances. And so that brings us to the end of the presentation, but I believe that we might have some questions out there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jamie. It's a fantastic and exciting sales campaign presentation. And so now we invite a question from the affiliate. If you have any question, please write down in the chat box, and then we can read it, and then we can answer your question. Thank you. So any question? And it is a very good opportunity because we have our advertiser, Lazada, to answer you directly.
So this is a great question. Are there any key demographic differences between the countries that we should understand in terms of targeting? Well, there are some minor differences from country to country. The reality is that the consumer groups that we identified for those 4 portals are intended to be pushed across each country. We've identified those as being the most pervasive in each of our markets and having a very high market share. So while there are some very minor differences with regards to pushing for this campaign, and for Lazada in general, quite frankly, there aren't any major differences that would really increase performance. And thank you, Eric, for that question. The next question is, what would be better, desktop or mobile, and what is the order? So that really depends on whether you are pushing from desktop or mobile yourself. So in the end, what we really want to consider is the flow for the user. It's not whether it's a higher basket size on either one, because the reality is that the way you increase performance for a user is by giving them the flow that they expect. If they're on their mobile, you should make sure that they go to the mobile site. And if they're shopping from desktop, send them to the desktop site. Now, if you're talking about prioritizing your traffic, then really it just depends on your user base. If you have a very high EL user base, then most likely you're going to have people shopping on mobile quite a bit. So you can push more to the mobile site. By and large, it really just depends on that user flow. We want to make sure that that relevancy is the highest and most important piece that we have, not just for the offers, but for the actual flow itself. And so the next question we have is, so these offers are only for these cities. So yes, these offers are specific to these countries because these are the only 6 countries that we operate in. So while I wish that we certainly had the global presence we're working on, we aren't there quite yet. So these offers are only relevant for the countries in which they are shown now.
If anyone still has questions, you can also put the question here first. We will go through it one by one.
Okay. So, yeah, we have to wait for another 2 minutes. Yeah, Jamie will be back in 2 minutes and then to answer because there is some problem in the connection.
I am so sorry,
okay,
guys.
Please start now. Okay, Jamie, please continue to answer the question. Which product is the strongest product in the beauty? Yeah.
Yes. So I would love to tell you exactly which product is the most strongest. However, we don't have that information yet because it converts highest during that week. But what we are going to do is during the Mega Day, we'll be looking at what products are really converting, and we will be releasing those flash sale deals. Now, those flash sale SKUs are going to take advantage of a couple of things. First and foremost, they're going to have deep discounts. Second, they're taking advantage of that relevancy and that urgency piece, so they will be top converting. And third of all, they'll be pushed by the data that we learned during the teasing period and during the Mega Day, so that we know that they'll be top performing. Now, I can't quite share those with you yet, but as soon as we have them, they will be released to GlobalWide in order to push out to you guys. And then, so typically do we get more conversions through mobile or desktop? The reality is that we do get more conversions through desktop, but that's simply because we have more traffic there. If you're looking for which one to push or which one has a higher conversion rate, it really depends, again, on that relevancy. As for day parting, when do you usually get the highest amount of sales throughout the week, and at what time of day? So that's a fantastic question, and it really depends. So in general is going to be very, very different than during our campaign days. Now, our campaign days, we tend to have the highest conversion when we have those flash sales because, again, it's that urgency piece. What makes people convert tends to be urgency. Now, one of the things that is true about Southeast Asia is that day parting is not nearly as important as when we're looking at the month or what part of the campaign period we're in. So our highest conversions, again, are going to be those mega days. But on the weeks between, you're going to want to look at when paydays are. So for the Philippines, it's every 2 weeks. For every other country, it is during the very end of the month, beginning of the month. Those 5 days are definitely our highest converting. And I think that is our last question. Again, so sorry I fell off there for a moment. Thank you for covering for me, Isabel and Allison. I appreciate it. Are there any more questions?
Okay, I think we have gone through all the questions here. Yeah. So this comes to the end of the webinar.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say one more thing, guys. Thank you so very much for supporting Lazada. You are a fantastic set of partners to work with, and we've been incredibly impressed with all the performance throughout this network. And it really has been just such a pleasure to get the chance to talk to you directly. And thank you so much for all of your good questions.
Yes, thanks, Jamie, and thanks your beautiful presentation as well. So, and for everyone here, it would be great if you look into the detail to see anything you're missing about the teasing day and the big day of Lazada. In case you have any question or problem, please don't hesitate and call to your AM immediately. We are here to support you anytime. And here we only have few days to go for the mega day. So get ready and push it out. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day.
Thank you. Okay, bye.